Hello there, World of Tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Update 7.0 and as well what's going to be coming in the future of Blitz. So, of course, a lot of you guys probably want to know what's going to be coming in Update 7.0. I'm not 100% myself sure, and if I did, that means I probably would have signed an NDA, and then, yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys anything. But with that aside, I'm going to be telling you what I personally feel is going to be coming into Update 7.0. Now, of course, if you like this type of content and you're excited for what's coming into the game, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you like this video or you learned something. I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 10,000, whether or not Wargaming lets me do one with giveaway codes. I will figure out a way to do one without breaking the EULA agreement, so I hope you guys are all pumped for that, so make sure to get me 10,000 if you're not subscribed. But of course, if you don't like the channel, you don't need to hit that button at all. But getting straight into this, as I said, I'm going to be talking about the future events and updates coming for World of Tanks. So talking about 7.0 really quick, personally, I do think the 50 TP will be coming into the game at that time. Now, I'm not sure when after the update the tank will be hitting the game, but the 50 TP, if you're not sure, I have a preview video on it. Make sure to go check that out if you haven't seen it. But I talk about the Tier 9 Polish heavy tank. Now, this is actually a Tier 8 premium on World of Tanks PC, and it's sort of like a Polish version of the Object 252. Blitz has taken a little bit of a different view on it, made it a Tier 9 vehicle. It's actually got good gun depression. It's sort of like an ST1. In my opinion, it's a little too strong currently, but we're going to have to see how the tank does act when it comes out into the game, because I know the armor profile isn't going to be as strong as a vehicle like the ST1. But that tank I definitely feel will be surfacing around Update 7.0, so keep your eyes out for that. Unfortunately, I bet it's going to be in crates. I can't make a 100% assumption that it will be, but knowing Wargaming, when the tank first comes out, because it is a Tier 9, because its statistics look very nice, it probably will be a crate tank. That is the same said for the Super Conqueror as well. I think that this could be coming out in Update 7.0, as it's been super testing for about 4 to 5 months now, which is about the average time I'd say these tanks go under super testing, constant nerfs and buffs to see how the tank does. And the Super Conqueror is a tank that I definitely feel will be coming out in Update 7.0. Now, I personally am not a huge fan that Wargaming has taken a tech tree tank off of PC and turned it into a premium. I think they could have either shoved this next to the 2 and 5B or replaced the 2 and 5B, making the Super Conqueror the Tier 10 of the line, because honestly, I feel not a lot of people play the 2 and 5B. I hate it myself. It just doesn't work. Side scraping in general, you can't side scrape in it because the armor is overmatched by 122s or higher. So I'm personally not a huge fan of the 2 and 5B, but there's a lot of issues I find with Wargaming bringing in new Tier 10 premiums into the game that were currently tech trees, because the AMX 30B and the AMX 1 are actually 2 tech tree vehicles on the PC game client, where they're actually an entire medium line. Wargaming completely took away the ability to have that line when they brought those 2 tanks into the game, and then they sort of do a weird oddball and bring the Mowry into the game. And nobody was asking for Japanese tank destroyers. They're really good tanks, but not a lot of people really want them because they're literally just 4 Lego blocks shoved together with a big, long gun stuck on it. So nobody really wanted the Japanese tank destroyers. I think the reason they did that is because everybody wanted Japanese heavies to come into the game, which I personally think would be a really cool update. It's not really that much bigger than a mouse. In fact, I pulled up Armor Inspector and looked at the sizes, and they're almost identical. So Blitz definitely could bring the Type 5 and Type 4 heavy into the game. I just don't know. Maybe they're having issues trying to think about what the gun's going to be, because on PC it has a 1300 damage high explosive round. So it's really, really different than the Blitz version. So we're going to have to see what they do with that. I'm not sure if they're going to bring a vehicle like the Type 5 Heavy into the game, but I'm not 100% sure. As well, the Vickers Medium, or the Vickers Light tank, not the Vickers Medium, the Vickers Light will be coming into Blitz. Now this will not be 7.0, maybe 7.1, I'm not sure on this one either. But this will be coming into the game fairly soon. It's a Tier 10 light tank, as it says in the name. It's going to be able to shoot HESH. It's sort of like an FE4202 with the heat gun. It's going to have the nice high penetration HESH rounds, and then as well it's going to have heat, and it's going to have a PCR as standard. So I think it's just going to grab that gun, shove it on a light tank, 10 degrees of gun depression, and it actually has a decent turret. So I'm actually thinking that it might be a good counterpart to a vehicle like the FE4202, even though it is a light tank. I think it's actually going to be a very strong contender. As well, the 50 TP, as I was just talking about, that could be hinting towards Wargaming thinking, hey, we're going to bring the 50 TP out, wink wink, we might be bringing out an entire Polish heavy tank line. Hopefully that doesn't mean that they're going to bring the 60 TP in as a premium vehicle, because that would really ruin my happiness, but the Polish heavy tank line would be a great addition to Blitz. The 60 TP may not be the prettiest vehicle with a giant turret, however, it's sort of like you grab an ST1 and then you give it a little bit better frontal armor and slap on a 152mm gun, capable of dealing the same average damage as an E100. Now tell me that doesn't sound very fun, getting a very small low-profile tank, sort of like a Kampfpanzer, and then slapping a huge gun on it in a tier 10 game. I think that would bring a lot more diversity to the battlefield. The new idea of these big super heavies, but they're not super heavies. It's a, faster type of heavy tank just with a big gun. So I think that'd bring a lot more diversity into the game, especially if they made it a tech tree tank. I think it would be very fun, and I would definitely want to go down that line, bringing a lot more people into the game. So I definitely think that is another thing that could be coming. Also, the Kronwagen, hopefully that will not be premium, but I'm about 90% sure. Wargaming has already released pictures of it being on a tech tree. They have sort of hinted at it on some of their pictures they posted last year. The Kronwagen will be coming into Blitz. I'm 99% sure on that. The Kronwagen is a tier 10 Swedish heavy tank. It is sort of like an AMX. It's an autoloader. Amazing frontal armor. The turret is 500mm thick, and it comes with 12 degrees of gun depression. It's also pretty quick. I think it goes 40-something kilometers per hour. It has 3 shells in the clip, 400 damage each. It should be in Blitz. So I'm very excited to see that tank come into the game, especially because, again, it is an entire tech tree. So there's a lot of tanks that Blitz could be working on right now that they could be bringing into the game. Also, if you've noticed lately, Blitz has been bringing a lot of light tanks vehicles into the game. They have brought the Vickers Light, which they're testing currently. They have brought the Sheridan. That is 2 light tanks currently. Are they going to be bringing in the, I'm not sure what it's called, the German light tank on the PC line? Are they going to be bringing in a lot of other vehicles, other light tank lines, to try and add light tanks to every single tech tree in Blitz? A German light tank. Are they going to bring a Russian light tank into the game, the T100 LT or whatever it's called? I think that's a very good idea, bringing a bunch of light tanks into the game at tier 10, bringing a lot more diversity into the light tank class. Of course, the Sheridan will still be the king of the hill, being able to shoot missiles, but I definitely feel that if we have more light tanks in the game, it means that a Sheridan will not be as much as a threat, because of course it can't run away as quickly. So I think that that's a very good idea to bring into the game. So there are a lot of changes that will be coming into Blitz in the future. Hopefully the matchmaker will change from the current way it is. Hopefully ratings will change. As we know, the IS-6 Fearless is currently in the ratings. Now, I'm not sure how long they're going to keep that in there, because, of course, you can get 60 charms and the next month it'll continue on, so maybe it'll be like this for about half a year or so. But I want to know, is this hinting towards newer vehicles coming into the rating system? Because the IS-6 Fearless, of course, won't be here forever, or it might be, because it could just keep bringing more and more people into the ratings. Eventually, all the newer players will get it, and the older players, but maybe that's why they're keeping it in there. But I think that after 6 months or so, they will change it out, maybe after a year, and then they will put in a new type of tank. Maybe they will actually bring a brand new premium vehicle from PC, maybe like the Object 260. That would be cool. The Object 907. There's a lot of tier 10 reward vehicles that World of Tanks PC has. They could make the Manticore, which is currently a tier 10 British light tank. It is on a tech tree, but as we've seen, Blitz has already made the Vickers Light, so they could bring the Manticore for a special type of reward collector vehicle for doing well in ratings. So I think there's a lot of things Blitz could do for also ratings games that would be very cool, that would boost the morale of people playing it. Maybe they could fix the rating scores, how when you do best on your team and your team falls apart, you go down in points. Maybe they should fix that. There's a lot of things that I think Blitz could do for the future that would be really good for the game. In my opinion, I think Blitz is definitely headed on a right path. I think that they are going to continue to grow in many players. They're going to just expand as a game overall, which is going to help my YouTube channel. It's going to help you guys, and I really think that it's just great for the game in general. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Of course, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments why. If you agree with me on my suggestions and my guesses, please let me know. But if you're not subscribed, as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It does help out the channel so much. If you want to support me on Patreon, I have my link down below. But other than that, guys, I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope you stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.